After a series of frustrating setbacks, Norwegian pop star Annie is finally back with her second album entitled Don't Stop. Here, Annie cracks us up by talking about arson, abandoning orphans, and making the unusual leap from Island Records to Smalltown Supersound, all in a deceptively innocent sounding Scandinavian accent.
I used to want to, burn down the woods and stuff.
Once upon a time there was a girl, met a boy that said he'd change the world.
It was a lot of woods around where I lived, and I love to, make these small fires. So one time I almost burned down the whole of the woods around where I lived. That wasn't very popular. I think Don't Stop compared to Animal is much more punchy and much more direct in a way. And I guess in some ways a little bit more melodic. And I focus much more on the songwriting on this album. Well, the main reason it took quite a long while with Don't Stop is that, I had a lot of trouble with the business side of the record. I used to be on Island Records, and that got really complicated because the main boss, who was my A&R left label, became the boss of EMI in UK. So there was totally another boss who took over the process of working with me, and he basically was not so sure what to do with the project. And it was very difficult working with somebody who basically didn't know what they wanted from me as an artist. I really love to be in Smalltown Supersound. It's only one person working there, so there's not like 20 different people you have to work with. I was thinking about it for a while. I'm a big fan of Smalltown, but I was sort of thinking as well that maybe this record was a little bit too pop. I had a meeting with Joachim and I thought that he was a great person and really thinking very similar to myself. So it was much easier than, working with a major label basically.
And you can speak Norwegian?
And I can speak Norwegian. Richard X is always really fun to work with. He's really sweet and come up with a lot of funny ideas. So we had a lot of fun when we were recording Antonio, for example.
Oh, Antonio, it's been nearly 1 year since I realized I'm forever bitches of you.
He had this little perfume that was smelling quite bad, but when you smelled it, you could really feel like the idea of Antonio in the air. So that was very inspiring for making Antonio. To be honest, I don't really think about where I would like to be, if I would be like as big as Kylie or just like a very indie underground artist. I never think about it when I do my music, and I never think about it like, of course, I want to reach out to people, and I always sort of want people to listen to my music and know about Annie and know what they like or maybe what they don't like. But everybody knows that how the business is music business is slowly going down, and it's just, I don't think about it that much, to be honest. The weirdest story I ever heard about myself, that's the difficult one. Maybe that I was Swedish. Or actually, there was one person who said that he thought that I was a man. That's a bit strange. 3 things that makes Norway better than Sweden. Well, 1, we got the brown cheese. 2, we got really good porridge. 3, we got all the mountains and the fjords, especially the brown cheese though. The brown cheese, it's really... I know that a lot of Americans have been thinking that it's Norwegian chocolate, so they get a little bit sad when they eat it, because it's maybe not that good. If I would have to to choose between Little Annie, Orphan Annie, or Annie Hall, I think it would be Annie Hall. I'm sorry, little orphan Annie. I'll leave you here alone, running, jumping up the pier.